Welcome back to the Grand Slam channel. Today is Saturday, December 21st. Got an early video out today. I am doing this video midnight into Saturday. We got a full slate of NBA. We do have two special NFL games for Saturday. We got the Texans versus the Chiefs, and then we got the Steelers versus Ravens. If you're taking money line, I am taking the Ravens to get the revenge against the Steelers, and then I got the Chiefs over the Texans. We do have about 8 to 10 NBA games as well. So this video will cover both sports, 5 props for each. A lot of good value in the middle of the night. Not all the props are posted yet, but we got plenty of value, especially for NBA. But let's get started. Let's head on over to NFL. First leg I'll be taking, Lamar Jackson. Several options for him. I expect him to have a much better game than the last time out, which was a couple weeks ago against the Steelers. They lost by 2 points. It was decided by field goals, which will bring me up to my second or third leg on field goal unit. But for Lamar Jackson, passing yards, his passing touchdowns at 1.5, and his fantasy score are my 3 primaries. For this slip, I am taking his fantasy score. I expect him to have about 2 or 3 touchdown passes. I expect him to go over his passing yards as well. And we cannot forget he is a dual threat. Runs the ball, 47.5. It's decent, but I personally will be taking his 39.5. I'm more comfortable with that line. But for this slip, it is fantasy score, and I expect him to get the win against the Steelers this time around. So Lamar Jackson is our first leg, but those 3 options that I mentioned are good as well. Daily Grind Fantasy has all 3 of them at 53% hit rate to go over. Next one I'm taking will be Chris Boswell, kicker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I expect him to be heavily used once again in this matchup, as last time out it was decided by field goals. Chris Boswell had one of his best games against the Ravens. He's going to regress just a tad bit, but I expect him to have a big game. So you can see his kicking points. He had 18 alone. So he was basically the whole offense for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to go right back to him, even if he does a couple field goals. I think he's going to get half of that. So he should clear his line of kicking points. Fantasy score, both of these are in play. But since it was a good field goal game, close game as well, I am going to add Justin Tucker in that combo, and I'm going to be taking the field goal yards combo at 118. Like we said, Chris Boswell can cash this alone, but I'm just going to ask the extra security with Justin Tucker in there. Should have at least 1 field goal, and then plus the touchdown passes should include a couple points as well. But Justin Tucker, Chris Boswell, I like this combo a lot, but you can take Chris Boswell fantasy or kicking points. Third leg I'm going to be taking is Darnell Washington. George Pickens is out, which is going to hurt the Steelers. So for Darnell Washington, he was the second lead getter in that game against the Ravens last time out. George Pickens obviously had the most yardage. I'm going to be taking Darnell Washington at 7.5. Usually catch this 3 or 4 receptions per game. So he should get this in at least 2 or 3 catches. With George Pickens out, I think he'll get an extra couple touches. 7.5, a little bit too low. I think it's going to get bumped. You can either take his Demon also at 19 points. It's not bad. Obviously, Najee Harris is going to be heavily used, but I think the Ravens should do a good job. Should open up opportunities for Darnell Washington. Next one is Noah Gray. We're going to pivot a little over to the Chiefs and Texans. I think it might be a blowout. For Noah Gray, I do like his fantasy points. His receiving yards is solid, and his receptions is also solid. I'm going to be taking his fantasy score at 6.5. It's going to get bumped to 7.5, if not 8. Last one I'm going to be taking is Hopkins. The Andre Hopkins, one of the favorite targets for Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes won't be 100%, but he should do his thing. I do have the Chiefs winning this game as well. DeAndre Hopkins has become one of his favorite targets. I'm going to be taking his receptions at 3.5. I think it's going to get bumped to 4, if not taken off the board. Receptions, fantasy score, and receiving yards are all in play. You can play it safe and take his Gabi at 29.5, which I did on a separate slip. But these are the 5 that I like for tomorrow. As you notice, I did not put any of the Texans in there. Overall, I don't think the Texans are going to have a good game, which is a big reason why I'm voting them. Mostly it's going to be the Chiefs, Ravens, and the Steelers. Steelers, particularly the kicker, Chris Boswell. But other than that, I'm going to target the players like Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. Those are other options as well. Same thing with Zay Flowers or Isaiah Likely from the Chiefs. So let's pivot to NBA. But these are 5 you can mix around with. NBA first one, I did post my 2-man, my day 1 of the Latter Day Challenge. I did post that already on Twitter and Instagram, and that is Mikal Bridges. He's been on a hot streak. The minutes are there, been heavily used. So Mikal Bridges, several options for him. I'm going to be taking his PRA. That is my primary. I do like his assist. That is heavily juiced over on Daily Grind Fantasy. 53.8% hit rate to go over. PRA, assists, points and assists, and his fantasy score once it gets posted. Those are the best options. PRA, it's his best right now. It's going to get bumped to 23.5. If you want to play it safe, if you're making an all Gabi slip, his 19.5 is the best option. And I paired it up with Keontae George. And for Keontae George, same thing. You can take his points, PRA. These are both going to definitely be bumped. I also like his assist at 5.5, his rebounds and assists, which is at 8.5, which is going to get bumped to 9. But I took his points and rebounds at 18.5. He can cash that alone just on points alone. So at 18.5, you're getting the extra security with his rebounds. He's been averaging about close to 5 rebounds a game. You can check his regular line. It's actually a demon at 4.5, but he's been averaging about 4 rebounds a game. Definitely take it against the depleted Brooklyn Nets team. So for Keontae George, points and rebounds, but like I mentioned, these 2 are also in play. Fantasy score as well once it gets posted. Third leg I'm going to be taking is Beasley, Malik Beasley. For the Detroit, I'm going to run through Beasley or Tobias Harris. For this matchup against the Suns, I'm going to be taking Malik Beasley, and that is his PRA. Fantasy score is also in play. I do like his rebounds and assists as well. Points, same thing. PRA is his best option. It's going to get bumped to 19.5. So 18.5 taking that. Fourth leg, I'm going to go with Norman Powell. Had a great game against the Mavericks last time out. He's going to regress a tad bit, but he still should go over his points line. PRA is also in play. I'm going to be taking his rebounds and assists. A little bit too low for him. 5.5. I believe he went double digits against the Mavericks. He had 12 last time. But he should regress from that and stay around his average between 6 and 8. His line is at 5.5. Daily Grind Fantasy has it at 53% hit rate to go over. So I'm going to be taking Norman Powell's rebounds and assists. And last one up will be an NBA first half. So you can see the fantasy scores are not posted yet. Best option for first half is Jaden McDaniels. And that is his 8.5. It's a sneaky play. He is a fast starter. Plays very well against Golden State. His past 10, he's been gone over 10 of 10. 2 matchups early in the month. He had 13 apiece against Golden State. He is a fast starter. He gets a lot of minutes in the first half. So I'm going to be taking Jaden McDaniels' PRA. You can take his fantasy score once it gets posted, but this is definitely going to get bumped. So those are my top 5 for the NBA slate. We got Mikal Bridges, Keontae George, Malik Beasley, Norman Powell, and Jaden McDaniels. Like I mentioned, we do have a full slate, so I broke it down to the best options that we have and the matchups and using the Daily Grind Fantasy model as well. But we have several good games. We got Karl Anthony Towns. He's also in play. This is going to get bumped to 18.5. You can get that on rebounds alone. But I will be making a Gabi slip with Mikal Bridges, Keontae George, De'Aaron Fox PRA. I reposted that on Sleeper. Also, De'Aaron Fox, 29.5. His points is also in play. Keontae George, you can get his PRA at 19.5. Plenty, a lot of options. Hopefully we can bounce back. Flex Friday wasn't that great. A lot of these players did not play well tonight, or the night prior, should I say, since this video is coming out today on Saturday, December 21st. Hopefully we can bounce back. Hopefully the NFL helps out a little bit, and you guys can mix and match. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Appreciate the support. Hope you all have a great day. If you're interested in the Discord, the link is in the description below. Other than that, see you guys in the next one.